So with that, yes. So for the next about 45 minutes, we will be learning more about Samuel and Philip and talking about the key words that we are focusing on this year for Barcamps, which are culture, finance, and politics.
Ladies first.
Oh, no.
So,
No.
on PCC Connect and other Connect groups, we have Connect groups for 28 locations in Ghana. So all the regional capitals plus places like Eta, Takwa, Kintampo, Okoye, etc. We are organizing something called Connect Couch. So it's basically like a hot seat. So one of the members of the WhatsApp group volunteers to be on the couch, and then one moderator asks him or her lots of questions about what they do in their life, and then anyone can ask them a question. So that's what we are doing here. But before that, we also have meetups. So we have regular meetups for the Connect groups, and Celon especially has been very, very instrumental in these meetups around the country because the team started meetups in Koforidua for young people here doing post-secondary group. And now we have meetups all over the country. So please, another round of applause for Celon and some of them. So please, So please tell us your full name.
Yes, that's what.
Okay.
Tell us your full name and then your hometown. And then something about your hometown that most people don't know.
Okay, my name is Selom Jabamensa, or you can also call me Selom Dreammaker. Or Mamanye.
Wow.
My hometown, right? Okay, my hometown. Okay, so I come from Achiavi in the Volta region. But then basically I was born and bred here in Koforidua. So Koforidua has maybe more or less like my second hometown or my hometown.
Okay, so tell us something about Achiavi. Something interesting about Achiavi that people didn't know.
Please.
And then something interesting about Koforidua that even most of us here who live in Koforidua don't know.
Let me start with Koforidua. Something that most people don't know.
Just tell us, let's say you've met someone who lives in Wale.
Yeah.
You never traveled to anywhere in Ghana. Tell them, what's the first thing you tell them about your hometown in Shabi, and the first thing you tell them about Koforidua?
Let's start with Koforidua. Koforidua seems to be, or to me, is one of the coolest and calmest towns in Ghana, actually. I'm not saying this because maybe I've lived here, but at least that seems to be the review I get from almost every person that visits Koforidua for the first or second time, multiple times. That they want to move here because Koforidua is very calm, Koforidua is very cool, Koforidua is very neat and organized. Which I think is very, very true, honestly, yes.
Actually, where is the
Okay, so Achiavi is in the Volta region, is around Angloga. Yes, myself, I didn't live there. I've visited there a couple of times, so there's very little I can talk about. Yes. Yes.
Please, let's clap for Selon Jabba. As you can see, about the right to some of the questions for you. So your name, your hometown, and then something about your hometown so you know.
Okay, so my name is Samuel Marichum. Okay, so I'm from Obo-Kwewu. So those of you who know Kwewu, there are a lot of things that make Kwewu very interesting. All right, but what you don't know is that Obo specifically has some of the most expensive houses that you could ever have around Ghana, and the nicest as well. Yeah. So if you think if you don't believe me, you can take a trip down there and then you see for yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard. In fact, even before we started doing the Barcamps, we have had some conversations in Ghana, conscious discussions were online. And remember we had a discussion about Little London.
Thank you.
Little London. And first one I went to Peru, for Peru, passed by some houses, they were very big. I'm like, That's the one place that you have such huge houses.
So we have houses that has about 20 bedrooms, 35 bedrooms, yes. Yes. Belonging to just one person. Yes. That's what we have.
So let's get with you. Let's get with you. Okay. So I don't know how long you've been living in Koforidua, but maybe tell us about like a childhood memory.
All right.
So something that's happened within your childhood that has really shaped you,
Okay.
right? Has shaped you or has maybe led to some of the things that you do now.
All right. Thank you. So I've had quite a lot of experiences with as growing up as a young guy. Okay, but let me stay in Koforidua. So I moved into Koforidua. I've been coming to Koforidua. I didn't grow up here, but then I moved into Koforidua somewhere around 2006, thereabout. Yeah. So those who know of All Nations University, that's where I schooled.
In All Nations University students.
Yeah. So I studied biomedical engineering. I studied biomedical engineering at All Nations University, and it was through All Nations University that I got to Koforidua. All right, all throughout the period. Okay, I got exposed to so many things, which revealed a lot of life lessons to me. Okay, so that is when I started, socializing, getting to know people, and getting to understand the reason behind, having very good connections. Trying to network, get to know as many people as possible from diverse backgrounds, with diverse experiences. It has really shaped my thinking, has shaped my career, even as a biomedical engineer, and also it has also taught me, volunteerism. All right, yes, I got to learn about volunteerism through that, and always being this reliable person that I should be, so that instead of looking out for people to help me, I should rather reach out to people and help others. I always believe in this saying that help finds those who help others. So we should always strive to be someone who reaches out to others and help them, no matter in the smallest way you can. And as you do so, whatever you're also looking for, you will also get it. So that's what I have grown to believe. And I learned this through my interactions with people, meeting new people, back and forth as I stayed in Koforidua.
Great. So someone said, for those who are tweeting or keep posting on X, Facebook, etc., he said, help finds those who help others.
Yes.
Right? So I think that would be a great thing to put on social media. So similarly, Salon, so I think you grew up here. Yeah. So maybe the childhood memory from Koforidua has shaped what you do now.
Okay. So childhood memories. I think I quite remember. When I was born, we used to live just the next village here after Koforidua, Jumapo. How many of us know Jumapo? That was where my parents were before we moved into Koforidua. So I grew up a lot in Ganas because my daddy was a teacher. That was where
Any Ganas alumni here? Ganas alumni?
I grew up.
Hey, Ganas, what is your motto?
Oh.
Okay. Let's listen to you.
Back then, when I was a little girl, they used to say I was very stubborn. Yes, but I think now what I have seen is I'm more adventurous. Let me put it that way. Yes, I'm very curious, and it started right from there. Places where my parents wouldn't want me to go, I'll go. Don't jump, I'll jump. And even to the point that I have a lot of scars on my forehead just because of that. Every day my parents come from work and I'm hurt. I'm injured. There's something that had happened. And I think all those kind of little experiences have really shaped who I am now. I'm the kind of person, maybe I should say I'm unstoppable. When I say I want to do this, that is what keeps me going. Even when I'm failing, even when I know that I'm actually not getting it, I want to get to the point where I learn and then I move on. That really has shaped me a lot. I mean, I remember all the scars I have on my forehead from Ghana's very, very well. Very, very well. Those ones I jumped from a staircase, I jumped from walls. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, you see, a lot of people are discussing what they are saying in the background. Please, let's try and be a bit more silent so we can get involved in the game. Please, round of applause for them. From okay, so what do you do professionally? And how did you get into that?
How did I get into that?
Yeah.
Okay, so professionally, I am an interior designer, and then also I am a project manager. I am a professional project manager. So I help people with a project management and interior design background. I help homeowners, most especially young homeowners who want to actually make their homes feel very calming and comfortable, very relaxing, right? I help you achieve that with a very less stress as much as possible. I help you either build it, and then finish it with all the little principles that I have learned over the years. So if you want to have a very serene home, you want to have a very productive environment, you know, these are two different spaces. If it's an office and you want to have an office that looks very productive, that you can easily work without distractions, I can help you achieve that. If you want to have a home that is very welcoming and relaxing enough for you as when you are returning from work, I mean, everybody has a dream of how they want their homes to feel like, right? Everybody has, at least, we all have fantasies. Let me tell you, it is not as much difficult to achieve as you might think. That is why I'm here. I can guide you, advise you, help you implement that and get the best out of the home. Building a house is not an easy task. Building a house is not an easy task. I mean, people have difficulties selecting colors, how to get my colors to work well, and then at the end of the day, it goes south. What kind of flooring should I change? I mean, should I install to be able to get the kind of look that I am looking for? You know, I help you with all those kind of little details to achieve that look you've been wanting.
Great. So how did you get into this space? Like, did you study this at university? How did you get into this space?
Honestly, this is not what I studied in my bachelor's education. I went to University of Ghana. I studied English and psychology and theater arts at the University of Ghana. It was the interest actually started when I was in school, when I was in the University of Ghana. I started having that interest of helping people designing homes. But then, back then, it was almost like a strange thing here. I didn't know anybody like that in Ghana who was a designer. So I kept feeling like, this thing, Ghana here, will it work? Will it work? I had to let it go and sleep for some time until I came out of school, worked for like a year or two, and then I said, no, you know what, because I took inspiration from the events industry. So many years back, almost everybody felt, oh, my auntie will help me organize the wedding. My uncle will do the catering for us. Everybody knew somebody who could decorate. Then, so the help of an event planner was not as necessary as it is now. Now it's more like a requirement. Everybody wants a wedding planner. Everybody wants an event manager. Everybody is looking for, so I took that inspiration and said, no, I'm sure as time goes on, it will grow. So let me take the first step and then start preparing myself towards that. I mean, very well, I know that even if I'm part of the first people who brought it here, I want to be there. I want to be there. It was very lonely though, but I think it really made so much impact.
Yeah, please let's clap for Seno. I think she has been celebrated as an interior designer in Ghana. Please let's give it up for her.
Wow.
So Seno, for you, what do you do professionally now and how do you get into it?
All right, so I'm a biomedical engineer. I'm currently the head of biomedical engineering at the University of Ghana Medical Center, UGMC, Lagos.
Which is the premier hospital in Ghana.
Yeah, so it's a quaternary level hospital. That's it's a super tertiary hospital, quaternary level.
Huh?
So quaternary
What
level.
does it mean?
So quaternary means it's an extension of subspecialties where we do specialist care for the various specialties in medicine. So you could have let's say urology, cardiothoracic surgery, you could have neurosurgery, you could have family medicine, internal medicine, like all the various specialties when it comes to medicine. Okay, with the other hospitals, when you go there, you see a general professional, like a general practitioner. So they look normally, so they do the normal medicine, that's holistic medicine and all that. So when you need special care, then you are referred to the specialist centers. That's the hospitals that have the subspecialty care. So if you have to see a cardiothoracic surgeon, you have to see a urologist, then you are directed to go see them.
So maybe before you answer my question, could you tell us how you ended up at UGMC? Because I think there's Koforidua within that story.
All right. So, like I said earlier, I did biomedical engineering at All Nations University, and the key for me was that I wanted to be a biomedical engineer. So the focus was to stay within biomedical engineering, the confines of biomedical engineering, and I tried to be relevant wherever I found myself. So I did my national service at the regional hospital. All right. As at the time, biomedical engineering was not common. Like, you go to the regional hospital, there was no biomedical engineering department. We had the estate division, which comprised of artisans, electricians, carpenters, and what have you. All right. And I was there, okay, as a biomedical engineer. I needed to be relevant to the space. Okay, I wasn't, excuse me to say, I wasn't seeing myself as somebody who is, should I say, educated. So I was seeing myself as above the others. Okay, I went there to learn from the artisans. I was with them. Everywhere you find us together, I tried to also help them to understand the role of biomedical engineering in our space. Okay, and I helped to shape the biomedical engineering department over there. So the hospital decided to now create a biomedical engineering department so that they could look into medical equipment and technology and what have you.
Wow.
All right. I tried to be relevant in that space, although there was no chance for biomedical engineering over there as at the time. Then, when I was in school too, I often engaged with my lecturers, on teaching and learning materials, things that are relevant for training biomedical engineers and all that, the practicals, the labs, what have you. So whilst I was doing my national service, my university called me that they realized that, yes, I have a lot that I can do for the department. So if I have the chance, I should come back and let's see how I can help the department. So along the line, I went back to the university and I was there as, I started as a TA. Okay, then later on, I became the lab manager, the lab instructor. I was the one handling all the labs for the department. Okay, then again, because I was focused on biomedical engineering, I tried to be relevant within that space. Okay, I opened up to a lot of the intellectuals, the lecturers, and what have you. I also tried to connect myself with those in industry and all that. So I was recommended when the thought of UGMC was established that they were going to build a quaternary level hospital in Ghana. Okay, I was recommended by one of my professors to go and be part of the first set of biomedical engineers for this new idea which was about to be implemented. I went for an interview and I passed. And I was penciled down to be part of the hospital from inception. And God being so good, I started working there as at the time UGMC had not even commissioned and started operation. So I was there as a resident engineer on the project. and I was part of the project as they were building the hospital from scratch. I was there when all the equipment were being installed. Okay, so when we transitioned into operations, management saw that I was the person that has a lot of institutional memory when it comes to the hospital and the technology that has been installed and the equipment and all that. So then they said that, yes, I should come and lead the team. That's the team of biomedical engineers over there, and also lead to do the specialist clinic setups, and all the equipment had to be installed for operations. So I'll be part of the setup right from inception till date. So that is
That's really good.
yeah. So before I went there, I was in Koforidua. Before I went there, I was in Koforidua. I was working at the regional hospital. I was also working at All Nations University. At some point, I was working at the regional equipment unit. So I had a very big circle of professionals I was working with. So I had to learn. And based on what I learned, I had to go and apply, and add to my knowledge. So as I went to UGMC, I also had the opportunity to do my master's. So I did my master's, and I've been there since that time. Yeah.
So this year's one was with me. So I guess I thought that Dr. Nibuama was part of this story, right?
Okay, so
Because he invented the father of radio.
yes,
Hospital,
so
CEO,
yes, Dr. Idunbuama is part of the story. That's during my days at the regional hospital.
Really?
Yes, we were very close. He mentored me, because I was also open. I was able to go to him to have meaningful conversations and try to be relevant. And also for the fact that we also share a common senior high school. We went to present. I went to present. Atu went to present.
Yay!
The vibe was there.
No.
So the vibe started from that side. But then I joined UGMC before Dr. Nibuama came. So as he came there, we continued the relationship, and now he's the CEO. Yes.
Okay. So my next question for you is, you did your national service at the regional hospital here, and you were part of the very first team that did Barcamp for you here. So even then, so catch your mind back to 2013, right? And tell us about the young people in Koforidua in general around that time, because this is an event for young people.
Oh, okay.
And then tell us, were there some young people in Koforidua who you thought were great, right? They were great at what they were doing, they were awesome. And why do you think they were different from other youths in Koforidua?
Okay, so during our time, social media wasn't so prevalent amongst the youth. A lot of people didn't know about social media like they do now. The way we used to do things, all right, we will always realize that there's a distinct difference between those who are in school and those who are not. Okay, and Koforidua is a small. When I say small, I don't mean it's a village. It's a very small. It has a small catchment area. You could actually travel the whole of Koforidua, the borders in Koforidua, in a day. Okay, you could actually go to all the different parts of Koforidua in a day. So it's very easy to see someone in Koforidua and recognize the person. That, oh, I know you. Oh, yes, I know you. I'm sure even now it's still there. Okay, but as at the time, there was a distinction between those who were in school and those who were not. So those who were in school were acting differently. I mean, those who were in KTU, as at the time, was Koforidua Poly. Those who were in All Nations, yes, they could network, they could relate. But those who were not in these schools, and nursing training as well, those who were not in these schools were also seen differently. Okay, and the ideologies were different. Those who were not in school were doing things that would give them quick money. All right, and those who were in school too were having the idea of finishing school and finding some work to do.
So I think that is clear. So I think that those who were in school were a bit ahead.
So the distinction was very clear. Yeah.
So let's take those who were in school.
Yeah.
I'm sure even amongst them, there were some young people who were better, getting ahead. Why do you think those who were getting ahead? What was different about them?
Okay, so I was going to get there. So because those who were in school were normally seen together, trying to network, share ideas, all right, they were able to get a lot of opportunities, all right, but then those who were not, because they are, excuse me to say, I'll not say, not to say, not yes, they tend to be local champions. Like they'll let you know that yes, they are the town people. Like they know the town very well and all that, and they don't really care about what is ahead of them. So those who were in school who were networking had connections from outside Koforidua. Some of them too. When they start businesses, they're able to leverage on the network to thrive, and that was what was working. So that was the distinction that you could clearly see. So those who were in school and were networking were really doing well because they had friends all around. So if they even have businesses that they want to sell, they are able to rely on the network to propagate their business. So you could see people who were in young people who were in KTU and they had businesses.
But my question is, take those in all issues.
Yeah.
They're all students. They all have business. They all have business opportunities. But even there are some all issues students who are getting ahead of lives. Right? I don't know if you understand my question.
Okay.
So for those people, what was different about them?
So we could see that they were more dedicated to what their calling. They were committed to their calling, and they were more focused. Because if you are not focused, you could be swayed at any point in time. You move at the speed of the wind. Anything that goes, you follow. But then those who were doing well were really focused on what they were doing. Probably if they started, they were failing. Definitely because they were focused and determined, they stayed true to their calling, and then they did well. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Please, a big round of applause for Samuel. Please go to the back and not clapping. Let's clap for Samuel. Okay. So, a similar question for you. But I want to look more at the town, because you grew up here. So the local champions, town people type thing. What can you say about the quality of youth in Koforidua? And for those who are more competent or those who are better, why are they different?
Okay. So for the town people, I think one clear distinction I mostly see between those who are better off or those who are doing very well as compared to the other category mostly is the focus, right? There are a lot of people, like he said, all they care about is either to show off as the champion in town and whatever. No clear goal to achieve, no focus. Even if they have a clear goal to achieve, there are a lot of the time what I say is they easily get distracted. But in most cases, those, at least for those I know who have actually gotten somewhere, are doing very well here and there, have a goal and they've been trying as hard as possible to always get at it, no matter the age, at least. Even within our Barcamps here, there are so many of us I can easily pinpoint. I can say that since I got to know this person, since the inception of Barcamp Koforidua, are doing very well because probably they've been focused all this while. And they seem to have a goal that they are always actually, fighting towards. They don't let anything stop them. Yes, we're all facing these difficulties. But if you want to use that as your excuse, the difficulties, they will always come. What is your motivation? Do you get it? What is your motivation? You need to have a clear goal and be focused. Another thing is mostly consistency. There are some people I can still pinpoint among us who have been chasing the same thing consistently for years now. And I can say very well that they've really gotten there. They've achieved a lot because of that.
Okay. Big round of applause for Selo. Okay. So, Selo, I want to talk a little bit about culture. So we know here in Korea, I think they are mix.
No, it's a multi. They are
A mixture of
it's a
Ache
mixture, but they are
Asante,
mostly,
Santis, etc.
and a portion is a Kuapem.
they are descendants of Asante.
Yeah.
So I think based on the culture, it also informs what people do and how people do certain things. So, what do you think are most of the businesses that thrive in Korea, right? Why do you think those businesses thrive in Korea? And how can those of us here also benefit and participate in that?
Okay. So I think with regards to this question, this is something I have been hammering for quite some time now when it comes to business and the culture of Koforidua. One thing I have observed all this while all of my life was the Koforidua. I don't want to say it's not, I mean, they don't welcome creativity or new things or contemporary trends. Koforidua people are very much stuck with culture. Do you get it? So you could clearly see there are several kinds of businesses that never thrives in Koforidua. A typical example is okay. So for instance, Koforidua people actually usually love and welcome culture a lot. When it comes to eating or the catering industry, right? They seem to prefer a lot more of the chop bar kind of, the local bar setting, the local eating setting. They still want to enjoy their local fufu, the local whatever kind of dishes, mostly not the others. Another thing is usually also maybe in real estate or construction. Most Koforidua people or in Koforidua mostly prefers, again, back to culture. There are certain kinds of constructions or contemporary architecture you might find all over Accra, but you'll never see here. Mostly because they still want to embrace and, accept culture, tradition. Do you get it? Tradition.
So I think for me, you think the culture has to change. And what people has to change so that
In a way.
people can start other businesses.
In a way, yes. In a way. Or if not, understand what they want first and then do according to that. But unless you are willing and ready to go through the whole process of mindset change and culture change, it's going to be a little dicey. Yeah.
So I'm very happy to mention mindset change. So what kind of mindset do you think we need more in Korea so that we can be more successful, life can be more successful? Because you get our mindset change.
Yeah.
What kind of mindset change do you need?
No.
So it's really it can be a bit louder for us.
Yeah. Okay, so talking about mindset change, I think we need to also start to understand. Hello, can you hear me? I think we need to also start to understand the fact that culture is dynamic, right? Culture is dynamic. We have to hold on to what we have, but then also we should be ready for change. We should be ready to accept new things. We should be ready to modify some of the things we've been used to over the years. Because there are certain things, there are certain businesses, they are very dynamic. My kind of business, my kind of industry is such that you always have to be updated with new trends. What is going on? What is happening? What are some of the new things? So if you want to start such a business here, we should be able to advise them and help them accept the fact that things are changing. Things are changing. We can't be doing the same things we've been doing for like the past 30 years. Even if you want to hold on to it, let's modify it a little. Let's bring in some kind of change. Let's bring in new ways of doing the same thing. I think that would be some of the better things we can do here. Yeah.
Round of applause for Sarah. Please, you can do better. You can do better. Okay. So, Sam, you've been leading Barcamp in Korea for many years, probably until like 2019 or so. And you have been at the forefront of trying to get partners for these events, right? So talking to lots of local businesses in Koforidua to have them partner us, give them money, etc. So those that you think you've been able to get to partner us, like, why do you think they partner us? Right? So what is their mindset? Why do you think they partner us? And what do you think we need to see so that more organizations in Koforidua or companies in Koforidua want to support or partner something like the Barcamp Koforidua?
All right. So I think most of the people that had partnered us in the past, it has primarily.
There's no rendering in the back. Can you please be silent?
It has primarily been because of our target group, because we target young people. All right. So most often they see themselves identifying with young people, trying to contribute to things that promote affairs of the young people. So anytime you reach out to them and then you are talking about, our target audience is young people within Koforidua, and what we are doing, they tend to identify with us and feel like being part of it would also help to promote their services or products. So that has always been the main driver in getting partners for this program. All right. I think what we can also do is that as we bring them on board, okay, because we are a networking group, what we can do is that it doesn't end there. All right, we champion their cause. Okay. All right, because once they have partnered with us, I think we can also have a way to contribute to their public outlook. All right, so that we know that we can have a meaningful, exchange for them. Because I think that when they partner us, okay, and it's just for the 1 day show off, and then it ends there. Sometimes going back, at maybe by the time you go back, maybe they are in a certain position where they can't come back to help, But then when we keep them in the picture and we keep helping them, all the time, they'll still stick with us.
So I want to talk a little bit around their position, then you need a position to come.
Yeah.
Because even though maybe they are interested in young people, there are lots of organizations or companies interested in young people in Koforidua. But there are some particular ones that decided to partner us, give us money. So those who decide to partner us, is it because they have more money? Is it because they want to see more impact in young people? Is it because they are doing a certain kind of business? Because I want to whittle it down, right? Because let's say companies who are interested in young people, that's very broad. So I don't know if you can help us with that.
Okay, so the interest here is, first of all, they look at themselves to see what they are doing, what they are in business for. So if it's, let's say, a nutrition company, and they know that they are selling food, okay, they want to be out there. They want people to know that, yes, they are there, all right? And they want to use that as an avenue to, let's say, serve food so that participants will taste their food and see how nice the food is. So that later they can come back to them and come and buy from them. So it's normally they look at what is in it for them. So yes, so far as they know that they are reaching an audience, which is the young population of Koforidua, they know that it's the young population that will make their businesses thrive. Okay. Yes, so they want to use that as an avenue to market themselves. Okay. So that's what they always see. Super. Yes, and that's what makes them come and partner us. Yes.
Big round of applause for Sam. So I think just to summarize what he said, I think if people understand more of the culture and the kind of people who are here, and they are coming up with something that is quality, they can get people to patronize what they are doing, they can make more money.
Exactly.
So I just wanted to summarize that with that 3 key words. Great, so please, we'd like to take some questions for Selo and Sam. So maybe we'll take an initial 4 questions, and then we'll continue. So anyone who has a question? So please, before you ask a question, tell us your name, what you do, and then your question.
Thank you. My name is Kelly. I'm a computer engineer and a digital literacy engineer. Send us around. Whoever starts with.
Why Dreammaker? How is Dreammaker?
We can.
How is Dreammaker part of your name? I want to understand.